Yo, that team up? I did not see that coming from a mile away. How they gonna hit your boy with a team up like that, man? And then in an episode like that? Crazy, man. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Black Yoshi here today to bring you another anime episode breakdown. But as you can see, my format's a little different today. I want to bring you just a little audio. Couldn't get the lighting that I wanted for this video, and I didn't want to waste any more time getting this video out. So, man, I'm just bringing y'all here today with some quick audio, man. Quick little audio with some visuals, man. Just hope you like it, man. But before we get started, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification button and subscribe to Red Cloud Village on YouTube. Also follow us on Instagram, which is Red Cloud Village, and you can follow me on Facebook with Son of Mike and Black Yoshi 92 on Instagram. Also, man, I couldn't bring y'all an episode 10, man, because I had to get a new phone, man. My phone broke. I lost all my work. So I'm gonna try to give y'all a quick little overview of episode 10 before we dwell into episode 11, man. So episode 10 of last week's episode, I believe it was titled, I forgot, damn, what was the title? No, it don't even matter. The whole point of it is that episode 10 was mostly about the tabernacle and finding more about it and how the woman in black, how she was the one who powered the one on the island that Shinra and the Fire Force were on. And we also find out how they believe that the Amaterasu back in Japan is being powered by the first pillar. So for most of the episode, we just found out more about what could also be these pillars' power source. Now we know that they could be powered by the Adola Burst, because at the end of the episode, Shinra and Lich, they're walking into Captain Obi's office, you know, as far as the Fire Force 8th Division headquarters, and they're like, yo, we're gonna go tell them this information. And that's essentially how that episode ended off. Not too much happened in that episode, you know what I'm saying? My boy Shinra did put in work though, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna miss that. He did put in work, because he got the power from the woman in black for the 1 second, and this man was, you know, light particles, you know what I'm saying? Just putting in work, puts that dude down. But besides that, really too much action. It was more exposition on information and finding out how the Evangelius may have been manipulating man throughout time, through religions, by showing them different visions of the Adola Burst link and everything like that. So it was more about an info dump, and it was really good, you know, but that was mostly the meat and potatoes of episode 10. Now again, in this week's episode 11, which was titled Amaterasu, this episode starts off with us seeing Lich, and Lich is just walking. We don't really know where he's going. We just see him walking, and that's pretty much just how this episode begins. And we transition from that, and we see Shinra, and Shinra's talking to Captain Obi, and he's telling him about how the tabernacle and its power source was powered by the woman in black, and he's also saying how the Holy Soul Temple could be suspects in all of this. You know, Obi, and then Obi's thanking Shinra for his, you know, intel and saying how they did a good job on the mission, bringing that valuable information back. And I'm like, cool, you know what I'm saying? We get a little, you know, we get more, now we don't get more, I should say, but we get, you know, my boy Captain Obi giving them their props. And then we see Lich, after we see them talking, Shinra and Obi, we see Lich again. And Lich, this man is at his computer typing like a whole madman. This dude is just, I mean, his fingers were working like he was trying to drop into every thotty's DMs imaginable, bro. I'm like, damn, bro, calm it down. Calm it down. But yeah, he's just typing away, and you see on the screen that he's trying to decipher those numbers that they saw on the stone tabernacles, core and everything like that. They're trying to figure out what those numbers mean, because Arthur suggested that they were pi, and as he's decoding them, he realizes your boy Arthur, big brain, you know what I'm saying? He get hit with a you smart, you know what I'm saying, from my boy Lich, because he's like, yo, Arthur was right, these numbers equate to pi. But the bigger question is, what does the equation of pi have to do with the Amaterasu? So that's now what leads into that question and everything like that. And then we transition from there, and we see your boy Benimaru, you know what I'm saying, the compound fire soldier, you know what I'm saying, the boy who's just a beast. We see him chilling, and we see him talking to somebody, and we don't know who he's talking to at the moment, and we see that he's actually talking to Joker, of all people. I'm like, what? Joker gonna pull up on this man? Straight up. And he tells him like, yo, man, I'm just a dark hero and everything like that. I'm like, yo, man, sparks the squad by snapping his finger like a beast, looking like, man, he just too cool for school, man. His drip and his sauce is just too unlimited, man. But anyway, man, he's talking to Benimaru, and he's telling him that because he's a proto-nationalist, you don't really bang with the Holy Soul Temple like that either, you know what I'm saying? Because look at you now, you become an imperial dog for them in a sense. You know, people who you don't really rock with, you work for, because we know that Joker's history with the Holy Soul Temple ain't too good, because it seems like he was like either raised by them at one point, because we see in the opening that he was surrounded by these people in like these white robes. I don't know if that was a Holy Soul Temple, maybe another organization, but essentially we know that he has history with them. And he's like, yo, he's telling Joker like, I mean, excuse me, he's telling Benimaru like, you know what I'm saying? You try and pull up on niggas real quick. And I'm like, yo, that's where that team up came from, yo. It's that team up. I'm like, what? I did not see this coming. So that's what that gets into, essentially. You know, we just see that them two, they got some team up stirring in the wind. And then we transition from there to several years ago, a quick little flashback of Lich, and he's doing some research. You know, he seemed like he's in an office building, typing and everything like that, seeming trying to find out more information about human combustion, the Adola burst, the Amaterasu, and all of that. And essentially we see that he actually meets Joker during this time, because obviously Joker being a man of finding the truth and Lich being a man who wants to find the truth, they end up coming across each other. And Joker makes it seem like he kind of had his eye on Lich the whole time, like, you know what I'm saying, because if you could tell, they're working together even in current times, so you know that they have a good rapport with one another. But we essentially just see that was more like a backstory between these two characters. Like, we just saw how he met, and that Lich has been somebody who's been researching all of this stuff for years now, you know what I'm saying, which is why he's always so giddy to find out more information when it comes to like human combustion or just the world of Fire Force in general. So that was just more a little exposition on his character. And then we transition back to current time, and Obi is still talking to Shinra again in the office, and he's telling him how this information is so vital and it's so sensitive that they can't really just go out and expose it all willy-nilly. He's saying that it might even take up to 3 years just to expose this information, because you don't want to let the public know that this deity, this god, and this organization known as the Holy Soul Temple, that they're just finessing everybody, you know what I'm saying, through lies and false scriptures and everything like that. Because you just can't tell people who have so much faith in a god that their god ain't shit. You gotta probably like build up a case for that, you know what I'm saying. You don't want to cause like a mass public panic and everything. And as they're having this conversation, Lich is actually looking at Obi and Shinra, and he's saying how because they're Fire Force, they're kind of looked at as like imperial dogs, and there's, you know, kind of like what Joker was saying, and how like there's only so much that they can do, because he was even mentioning that like we might actually have to start playing rougher to find out the truth, instead of, you know, like sitting on your laurels in a sense, like waiting 3 years. Come on, man, that's too long, man. When it comes to these bright clad dudes, you might not have 3 years, as far as what they're trying to do, as far as bringing back the cataclysm and everything like that. We ain't got 3 years. And like I said, Lich is looking at them having this conversation, and he's mentioning that how because they're imperial dogs, because they're limited in what they can do, that they need a stray dog to put in work. And then we see Joker, and I'm like, yo, okay, so that makes sense. Like, that explains why, because Joker, he's, like I say, he be under wraps and on the sideline with stuff, you know what I'm saying? So we don't really never know what Joker's doing. So essentially he is that stray dog that Lich is talking about. And then we see Benimaru's captain looking for him after that whole last scene with Lich and Shinra and Obi. We see we see Benimaru's captain looking for him, and no one knows where he is, and all he can say is like, yo, I really hope this dude has not get himself in some trouble. And then we see Joker and Benimaru standing on top of this building looking at the Holy Soul Temple, ready to team up and pull up. I'm like, yo, this team up, I did not see this coming. I did not see this coming whatsoever, because I noticed in the opening that I thought that it was going to be Benimaru and Captain Burns versus excuse that goddamn car in the background, excuse me, man. I mean, people always want to drive up my street when I'm recording, gee. But anyway, man, we see those two, like I said, from the opening, I thought it would have been Burns and Benimaru versus Joker. But now that these two are teamed up, I'm like, so are they going to fight against Burns? Because remember, Burns is the captain of the First Division, and the First Division is said to be the closest to the Soul Temple. So it's like, I don't know, man. They might throw some hands, man. I might have got it wrong. I'm like, yo, because if that's the case, this fight's about to be crazy. This fight is about to be insane, yo, because they're all heavy hitters in my book, yo. Burns, Joker, and Benimaru. Oh, yeah, bro. It's about to be... Because Benimaru was able to throw hands with Shinra's brother, and that dude can, like, control time or something like that. So it's like, yo, he's no joke. He's no joke. He's definitely a heavy hitter, yo. But like I said, as they're looking on about to infiltrate we see when before they infiltrate, Beanie Maru asks his Joker, like, yo, like, what's your motive? Like, what's your niche? Like, what's your purpose? And he's like, look, man, since I was someone born into this world, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I deserve to know the truth about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what a hero does. He was like, damn my morals, damn my virtues. It's all about finding the truth. And I'm like, yo, like, hey, that's why he say he's a dark hero, bro. Because he's willing to sacrifice his morals and his virtues if it means him finding out that truth. And I'm like, wow, bro, this dude's hardcore, bro. Mad hardcore. And then as they're going on, we see the Imperial Seat, who's the leader of the Holy Soul Temple, and he's like going on, you know, he's like homing it up and shit like that, and he's going on like this religious spiel and everything like that, and he's saying how, like, before the Great Cataclysm, mankind had over 250 years of religion. I mean, not 250 years. They had a bunch of religions before the Cataclysm, I should say. And once the Cataclysm happened, the whole entire world united under the Holy Soul Temple and the Amaterasu. And he's saying how mankind's final truth is the Holy Soul Temple. And I'm like, okay, I see the word truth is being used a lot, you know, essentially, because he even Joker even says how, like, the Holy Soul Temple have false scriptures. So, and that's kind of what we're getting last episode with how, like, they were saying how the Evangelius, or excuse me, the Evangelist was pretty much manipulating mankind through religion and history and time and shit like that. Because like I said, the one woman in black told Shinra, like, look, man, the God that you wish to face is the God that created the God that everybody in the world believes in. So it ain't gonna be easy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, it's not. And after that, we see how the Imperial Guard and everything like that, his henchmen and everything, they run in, storming in, like, hey, yo, you need to check this out. Like, Beanie Maru is pulling up, like, you know what I'm saying? He pulling up for the hands, and they're like, oh shit. So everybody runs out trying to stop them, and Beanie Maru and Joker just putting like words to these dudes. Come on, man, they was straight fodder. All these dudes had the same player build. There was nothing about these henchmen that was special. I'm like, how you supposed to be like the Pope, and you ain't got like no higher guard watching you other than these weak ass fodder dudes, bro? So they take them out like light work, like the trash and garbage that they was. And as they're approaching the temple, like the entrance, you just see somebody say to Beanie Maru, like, yo, a barbarian like you should not trust place in the past like this. And all of a sudden, you see my boy Beanie Maru just fall over, flat on his face, like, what? Like, huh? This dude got body like that? And then we see a big dude come out looking like all the other fodder henchmen. He's just bigger for some reason. I'm assuming he's the one that just did something to Beanie Maru. But either way, he's down for the count. Joker looks at him like, what? Nani? Huh? You know what I'm saying? He don't know what the hell just happened. He's like, bro, like, is you good? And essentially the episode just ends there. Like, my boy Beanie Maru just on the ground, face down, you know what I'm saying? Just not looking too good. And I'm like, god damn, yo. God damn. But this episode, you know what I'm saying, nothing, like I said, as you could tell, man, not nothing too crazy happened. Like I said, besides really us getting that team up, it was more just about a little info dump, a little bit more exposition on Joker's character as far as how he had previous research trying to find out more about the Amaterasu, and how we also find out Joker, what his motives are, finding the truth and everything like that. And it just seems like our main objective now is just taking down the Holy Soul Temple and finding out what's really in the Amaterasu, man. That's what these last 2 episodes really been about and everything like that. Because like I said, they assume that the power source for the Amaterasu is the first pillar, but that hasn't really been confirmed yet, but it's just been speculated at the moment. So we just got to really see where this episode's gonna go, man. Straight up. But anyway, man, I'm signing off here, man. I just wanted to keep this, man, breakdown a little shorter than my previous ones. That's a goal I'm trying to make my videos at least about maybe like 5 to 10 minutes shorter or so. Like I said, not too much happened in this episode, so I really couldn't be as hyped or really going as much as I normally do. But nonetheless, it was still a good episode. I'll probably give it, if anything, maybe like a 7 out of 10. Nothing crazy happened, but just enough to still keep me entertained. Like I said, man, it's your boy Black Yoshi, man, once again signing off. Like I said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you know when me and a fellow shinobi of the Red Cloud Village is dropping some of that fire, man. Also, you can follow me on my social medias, which again is Black Yoshi 92 on Instagram and Son of Mike on Facebook. Make sure you guys come back next week for episode 12, man. And yeah, peace.